Lesson 5, Explosive. After reading the lesson, answer the following questions. Number 1, differentiate low and high explosive and give example. Low explosive are mixture of chemicals that burn very rapidly, but subsonically as opposed to supersonically, meaning that they deflagrate. They consist typically of fuel and an oxidizer. The example of low explosive is black powder that used in fireworks. High explosive consists of materials that typically combine the reacting elements in the same molecule. This allows them to react much faster as they detonate, and the example of high explosive are the nitroglycerin, toluene, and RDX. Number 2, classify explosive and give example. Mechanical explosive is one that depends on a physical reaction such as overloading a container with compressed air, such as a device has some application in mining, where the release of gas from chemical explosive may be undesirable but otherwise is very little used. Example of mechanical explosive is a overheated boiler or a simple tin can of beans tossed in a fire. Nuclear explosive is one in which a sustained nuclear reaction can be made to take place with almost instant rapidly, releasing large amount of energy. Example, the atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima, Japan in 1945, containing only about 65 kilograms or 140 pounds. High enriched uranium release energy equally about 15 kilotons of chemical explosive. Chemical explosive basically has two types. 1, detonating or high explosive, and 2, deflagrating or low explosive. Detonating example are TNT and dynamite. Deflagrating example are black and smokeless powder. 3. Why suicide bombers are very dangerous person? Suicide bombers are very dangerous because they are unsuspecting persons who personally delivers explosives and detonates them to inflict the greatest possible damage. Aside from the killing himself or herself, she was clearly intended to kill or injure anyone within range of explosion. Number 4, describe how evidences can be secured in blast areas. After an explosion, residues from explosive that was used will be left behind. To identify the types of explosive, the investigators may use chemical detection device to identify residues that may be present around the blast site. For large-scale incidents, the area of investigation may be expansive. In addition to collecting physical evidence, video footage may be available from security cameras or from witnesses' cell phones. Investigation will also interview witnesses and victims to gather crucial details.